Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
Bank of the West is offering the 1% for the Planet checking account. It gives back 1% of the account's net revenue to the planet at no cost to you. There's no monthly service charge with any deposit per statement, and there's no minimum balance required. The 1% for the Planet checking account, only from Bank of the West. Learn more at bankofthewest.com/1%. Additional conditions apply. Member FDIC.
The Bachelorette and Friends. From first love to happy ever after.
What's that?
From dating to dick pics.
Oh my. Oh no!
The Bachelorette and Friends. Oh, I love a good dick.
This podcast contains sexual references, coarse language, and adult themes from the beginning and throughout. It is not recommended for listeners under the age of 15.
Hello and welcome to the Bachelorette and Friends. I'm your host, Carla Anita Matiazzo, and today's guest is one of the hosts on breakfast radio for Fresh FM. Welcome to the podcast, Lauren Davidson.
Hello. So on Fresh, I go by Davo.
Yes,
but yes,
for all the listeners.
For today, because we're getting a little personal, let's go Lauren.
Let's go Lauren. Thank you so much for coming on. This is going to be a good, fun chat. I can feel it already.
Yeah.
So we usually start with crushes. Let's start with your first crush. Can you remember your first crush, the story around that?
Yeah, I'd say my first crush was a little boy. It's really creepy, isn't
it just?
A little boy named Aaron from my kindergarten. And I remember thinking he was so cute. He had the blonde hair, the tan skin. It was very boy band time, you know. So, yeah, he was right on fleek for that. I definitely didn't really do much about it. I had a lot of guy friends growing up, and I think I always had crushes on my friends.
Right.
But as far as like a celebrity crush, I can tell you I was such a dag when I was growing up. I loved Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and I was obsessed with David Boreanaz.
I don't even know who that is. Give me a description. I don't know who that is.
Tall, dark, way too old for an 8-year-old to be crushing on. But, yeah, I was just obsessed with him. I was obsessed with the whole show.
Did you find that was a pattern moving forward? Because I know when I was crushing on, like, the boy bands and whatever, for some reason I would always make a decision on who my crush would be out of the boy band boys, and it was always the oldest one in the group.
Oh, really? No.
Yeah.
I always liked Backstreet Boys, Nick Carter.
Yeah.
Like, he was my man, you know? The blonde.
Yeah, right.
Tall. I don't know. I really don't know. I've got a very strange sense in men, to be honest.
It's all right. It's not bad. It's not bad. Do you want to hear something funny about the Backstreet Boys? I was listening to Just the Gist, which is a podcast that I love to listen to. It's
love
great.
that one.
It's a good podcast. And they were talking about boy bands in their last episode, and the Backstreet Boys, I don't know, did you listen to that episode?
I certainly did.
Oh my God, $30 a day. What the fuck was going on?
Yeah, seriously. I forgot you can swear on a podcast. When you said that, my heart literally skipped a beat then.
You're all good, babe. Go ahead.
I know, and they got absolutely ripped off. Most of them didn't even end up with many royalties in the end, which does explain where they've all ended up, to be honest.
What are they actually doing? I don't know what they're doing now.
Pushing the Backstreet Boys still.
Yeah, I saw there was a commercial or something the other day for like an amalgamation of a few of those groups together doing like, I don't know, Vegas or something?
Yeah. So it's all the leftovers. They're just trying to jump on in there.
Guys, that's so sad. What a fuckhead, though.
I know. Con artist. Got them good. Saw them coming a mile away.
Yeah, got them real good. That was a sidestep I had to go into. It blew my mind the other day when I heard that. So back to your love life. So from crushes, did you have any primary school like boyfriends in inverted commas?
No, and do you know why? I really think I'm a very tall lady. Like, I'm almost 6 foot tall.
Oh, man. That's so good.
Is it? See, growing up, I mean...
Like, is it?
Oh, yeah. Growing up, I always felt like guys really saw me as one of the boys.
Right.
So, and I mean, my nickname is Davo, so I'm not doing myself any bloody favours.
Sure.
But, yeah, I think I didn't really have boyfriends growing up. And even in high school, I had a lot of, like, guy friends, but not boyfriends. And, I mean, look, it's fine.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Do you think the whole one of the boys thing is also because you're quite, from what I understand about you, you're quite confident, you're quite funny, you seem like a very strong individual. Do you think that that's what resonated with the one of the boys kind of situation?
I think so. And I think my self-image has never been very accurate maybe, or I haven't really seen myself in that sort of feminine light.
Right.
Yeah, it's a really weird thing. It's only something I've sort of started exploring in the last, 12 months in working out where that's come from.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I do think it comes down to being really tall and always being like sporty growing up. And it's weird, but it's something I'm certainly exploring now.
And do you think that has been something that will always be evolving? Because I know there's some days where I feel really confident about myself inside and outside, and there's some days I'm just like, what the fuck is this shit?
Seriously. Honestly, it is a roller coaster. And I do think that, it's definitely an evolving thing for me because my self-image has never been quite accurate, I don't think. And I think that's something that I'm going to continue to work on throughout my 30s. Yeah,
30s is good for that. 30s is good for that. It's real good for that.
I've just joined the club,
yeah, it's
so I've
good.
just turned 30.
I wouldn't go back to 20s. 20s was a fucking hard slog.
It is.
I think also as women, I don't know if you've felt this, Lauren, but we're always feeling like we have to prove ourselves in different shapes and forms, in different environments, even against other women because of the patriarchy and the way in which we've been indoctrinated to believe that we're against each other, not with each other.
Yes.
And I think something that started to develop in my 30s was the underlying I don't give a fuck. I know I treat people to the best of my ability. So if you don't like me, that's okay. I'm not going to be for everybody. That's something I've been working on in my 30s, and it's an evolving thing for sure.
Oh, it's massive. It's just, I went through a ripper breakup last year, and that has definitely triggered a lot of things that I thought maybe I had gotten past a bit more.
Sure.
But to be fair, I just think my 30s, I'm excited for my 30s because I think that will evolve.
Yeah, I was always itching to get to my 30s because I felt like I'd be taken more seriously.
Yeah.
Because there's this thing of when you're a young female, you're like a little girl and you don't, that patronising shit is really difficult to get through. And even, against with other women, I notice sometimes, and I think it comes from insecurities, there's been scenarios where women, like maybe 5 or 10 years older than me, in social circles will ask how old I am in new social circles to work out where my ranking is, where they perceive the ranking is. And I know this because there'll always be a follow-up with, oh, you're so young. You've got...
Really?
And I'm just like, oh, fuck you.
Who are these people you're hanging out with?
No, this is just like, when you go through different circles and all that. And it tended to be with one of the guys that I was with, the longest relationship I had in my 20s, because he came from a different circle of Adelaideans.
Okay.
So, old school money, and there's certain pockets of
Okay, so there's like a hierarchy thing going on there.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, look, I just usually assume that I'm at the bottom of the ranks. I'm not going to lie. I don't take myself very seriously. I don't put myself very highly, which is, like I said, there's a bit of an issue there. But
yeah. I think there's good and bad things to that. I think there's, the adaptability and warmth and openness with everybody that I feel that you have from the get-go. Yeah, it's interesting finding yourself in different scenarios with different people, especially when you are coming in as a partner into your partner's.
Oh, yeah.
So tell me about that. Have you ever had experiences when you're in a newish relationship and you are brought into your significant other's friendship groups? How does that usually roll? Is it daunting? How do you feel about that?
If I feel secure in the relationship I'm in, like if I feel like we're a team, then I go in being completely myself. Like if I can feel that they've got my back or whatever, then I'm totally just like, yeah, this is me. Like, how you going? And I'm very personable anyway. Like I like to talk to people and I like to find out things about them. So for me, a social situation in that regard isn't a problem. And yeah, I was always the outspoken one in my relationship as well. So.
That's so good. I love that so much. It's an important point you've made there about if you feel that you and your significant other or whatever word you want to use, lover, partner, boyfriend, whatever, if you feel like you're a team and they've got your back, then it's easier to step into new environments. That's really important.
100%. If you go in together and you're like, no, we've got each other's back, we're each other's safe place, then it doesn't really matter where the night takes you, does it really? Because you can always go back to that home.
Yeah, that's really good. I like that. I like that a lot, Lauren. That's really great. Okay, let's rewind a little bit.
Okay.
So when you said you didn't have any relationships in primary school, high school, any of those training wheel relationships, what was the journey outside of
Actually,
school?
I just had a thing. I had this really brief relation. It wasn't even a relationship. I went on a few dates with this guy in high school, right?
Hello.
It was my first kiss.
Oh, yeah, let's hear about that.
And so this guy, like, he was in a few years above me. He was a musician, so I thought he was pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, that's a vibe for me, you know. And I thought he was pretty cool, and he invited me out. All my first dates, by the way, all of them, to this day, have been at Tea Tree Plaza Hoyts.
What the fuck? Why?
Look.
How does that end up happening every time? What do you mean?
Well, I do need to mention this. I'm jumping all around. I'm so sorry.
No, don't be sorry. It's all good.
I do need to mention. So my previous relationship was 10 years.
Wow.
So you can imagine I was with them throughout my whole 20s.
Fangulo. That's a lot. Okay,
it was.
Yeah.
And so before then, all my first dates, and I haven't had dates since. So my first dates have always been at Hoyts Tea Tree Plaza.
Right.
So back to my high school date. So yes, I'm not 30 taking boys to Hoyts Tea Tree Plaza. That's what I just needed to make clear.
Yeah, make that really clear. Yeah.
So we went to Tea Tree Plaza and he rocked up in this outfit and I was so embarrassed. He had these baggy khaki skater boy shorts.
Oh no.
He had teamed it up with a spiky belt, which to be honest, for the times it was, that's fine. He also had those like skate shoes that had the big tongue, like the globe tongues, like they're the chunky ass.
Sure, yeah.
But the problem is that he teamed all that up with a blazer, like a fancy blazer. And he had really curly, like, he was like an emo Ronald McDonald, if I'm going to be completely honest. And I just remember thinking, don't get put off by looking at him. And then we went on this date. The date was fine. We went for a drive after and we had my first kiss. And the kiss was good. It was fine. I automatically went into disgust mode after that.
Interesting.
Really disgusted by him.
Yeah, right.
Clearly wasn't ready for that relationship. So.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. So do you know, I was talking to another guest a few weeks ago and we were talking about how somebody could touch you in the same way, two different people could touch you in the same way and there'd be a very different physical response from...
100%.
Do you know what I mean? So we were trying to work out what is it that one guy will touch us and we get shivers everywhere and go, oh my fucking God, don't ever touch me again. And then another guy... will touch you in exactly the same way and you'd be like, oh, yes, please more.
Yeah.
Like, what's that about?
Look, I couldn't tell you.
So Science. Science.
Attraction, pheromones, all those things.
All those good things. So how did you get out of the situation after the kiss? If you went from kissing Ronald McDonald
Yes.
to going, oh my God, I want to get the fuck out of here. What happened?
Dropped me off, got out, went inside, went back to school the next day and just avoided him forever and a day.
Right. You've just remembered something that you've forgotten. Yep.
Yes. So this same guy, I was disgusted by him after this kiss. And I'm like in year 10 here. I'm 15. I'm grossed out by this guy. And this band came to our high school to play during lunchtime. And they said, oh, does anyone have any requests? Now, Ronald McDonald, emo Ronald McDonald, popped up to the stage and he requested a song for me. Now, you've got to remember, I was already disgusted by this human being. And he's gone up to the stage and he requested You're Beautiful by James Blunt.
Oh, that's actual. Look, if it was somebody you were into, that would have been magic. Would it? But I don't know. Would it?
I don't think so. It made me so sick. I remember just feeling like I wanted to engulf myself into this tiny little ball and just disappear.
Oh, fuck.
We also had a fitness group after school on a Thursday, and one day because he was just doing it to get close to me. And one day he ran the lake in Mawson Lakes without shoes on because he so desperately wanted to do the thing with me. Like, this guy just know. Like, emo Ronald McDonald, if that isn't enough to turn you off, I don't know what.
No. Do you know where he is and what he's doing now?
No. I think he auditioned for like Australian Idol a few times.
Oh, bless.
Yeah.
Oh,
and that
bless.
was about it. Yeah.
Oh, bless.
Not to worry, that romance was never going anywhere.
No. So what did you learn from that, though? What did you learn about yourself, maybe in regards to your type? Or so what was it about? Was it the actual kiss that made you go, oh, fuck no? You said the kiss was okay.
I think he was too keen and it just grossed me out. Yeah. And that was a pattern that would continue on probably until this day. Who knows?
Right. That's deep, though. That's a deep thing to unpack.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's go into that, babe.
That's a deep thing to unpack. Lauren. Oh, man.
He was too keen. Nah, get out of here, mate.
So how did you get into a 10-year relationship then if someone that shows that they're too keen makes you go, ooh, go away, cooties? Like,
well, I think this guy that I was with for 10 years was emotionally unavailable.
oh, no.
Not at all times, to be fair. Like, obviously not. But there was something there that I felt like I had to I was always sort of maybe chasing a little bit there.
Right.
Not constantly throughout 10 years, but there was certainly maybe that push-pull, the old avoidant and anxious, preoccupied issues there. Yeah.
Do you think that links back to some self-worth stuff?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is hard to... The longest relationship I had was with somebody that was emotionally distant. Not... Yeah. Yeah, it was
hard work.
It's tough. Yeah. And then when you look back, I don't know how you've reflected upon those 10 years, but when you look back, I do remember thinking, wow, I just accepted that. Why did I accept that?
Yeah. I think my relationship was really good for probably 7 years, like really good. And then I think for the last 3 years, he just sort of pulled away quite a bit.
Switched off, yeah.
Switched off but didn't really let me in on that. So then it was really difficult. So I just sort of kept accepting these ways that he was treating me. And, it's never nice, is it really?
No.
And when you're still in it, it's really difficult.
What were the takeaways that you took from that relationship? Because 10 years is a long time, Lauren.
I think I'm still processing it, to be honest.
Yeah.
It sort of ended like this time last year. And to be fair, it didn't properly end until a few months ago. So, for me, it's definitely, it's definitely still being processed. But I've learned a lot. I won't accept that treatment ever again. There's no way.
And that's good. That's good that that's been one of the revelations that you've come to, because it can be... How you said it ended and then it didn't really end until a few months ago. Going back to what is familiar is so easy sometimes. Just for a moment of comfort, or whatever it is that you need from them, and you know what you're getting with them.
100%.
You know what you're getting in that situation. But it is so important to recognise that pattern is not necessarily healthy.
No. I'd pop back and just hope that he'd sort of be nicer,
Get it together.
you know?
Yes!
Like, you nice yet? Nah. All right.
You're still fucking.
Yeah, you're still an asshole.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I've been hurt again.
Yeah. And then you go, why did I do that to myself?
Yeah.
What did I do? It's really hard to get out of that cycle.
Definitely, especially when you, like, because I wasn't the one that ended it. So for me, it was really like, maybe he's realised now, like, you know, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And I've certainly learnt that I'm worth a lot more.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Than what he was saying I was, you know.
Yeah. Nah, Lauren, you are a boss lady. You need to, that's right. Don't be letting that happen again. It's good that you've recognised those things, though, because that's so important. So important. And it's also helpful to have those lessons, because sometimes people just stay and accept just because. Because I know, look, we're in Adelaide.
Yep.
And unfortunately, the pool out there.
Wait, hon, I haven't even dipped my toe in yet. Don't scare me.
I try and be real careful with what I'm saying here.
No, you're all good.
It seems to be that the older we get in this state, because people tend to get married a lot younger, especially once you hit your 30s, there are a lot of people you encounter that will either be going through a separation or divorced or have kids, and there's a lot more, as we get older, there's a lot more to navigate, and there's a lot more to consider, which can be tricky, but when it's the right person, things evolve as they should and move forward as they should, and the pieces of the puzzle fall into place nicely along the way.
100%.
But I found, because when I first was single 7 years ago, I hadn't tried any of the apps or anything.
No.
And then when I first started trying them, it was a bit disappointing.
Oh, I've got a ripper story for you. It's actually a real overshare, so you're welcome. So I was living in Port Augusta for a little while. I started in radio up in Port Augusta. I was only there for a really short stint, like literally 3 months. And then I was back here because I got the fresh job. And while I was there, I thought, right, no, I need to get over my ex. And you know what they say? To get over someone, you get under someone else. And I thought, right, we're on here.
Oh, Lauren. I love it. Yeah.
So I get on Bumble because, first of all, with those apps, I'd never used them before, as you were saying just then. But I got on Bumble because I liked the idea of swiping with people, but I also liked the idea that I didn't have to talk to them after. So it was really like gently like easing into the apps. Anyway, I thought, oh, this guy's really cute. Like, I was like, oh, he's a Kiwi. He's a tugboat captain.
Oh, hello.
He looked like he looked like I was going to be in trouble here. I was like,
trouble, good trouble or bad trouble?
Good trouble. So I thought, right, come on over, mate. He came on over.
Yeah.
The chat was so average.
Oh, no.
We did not have chemistry. We were not at all compatible in any way, shape or form.
Yuck.
But I was committed, Carla.
Sure.
I was committed.
Sure.
To doing this, to move on. Because I thought, this will fix everything.
Yeah.
Broken heart? Nah. A Bumble hookup, done.
I'll be cured forever.
So I thought, let's just give it a crack. So we started kissing. Once again, there was not even a spark.
Oh, yuck.
Let's just say from the start of kissing to when I was ooh-rooing him out the front.
Yeah.
Was about 90 seconds.
Yuck! Yeah. Okay. Good. Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
So he left, and I saged the hell out of my house.
Yeah. Right. Did you sage anything else? Because I hear that
Everything.
saging. Oh, right. Because I've heard saging your vulva's a thing now.
Oh my God, no, I didn't. I should have. But I didn't know that was a thing.
Apparently it's a thing now.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Imagine that. No. I wonder how you do that.
Apparently you put it in a bowl. I haven't done it yet. I've only seen yet. I haven't done it. But apparently you light it. And you put it in a bowl and then you kneel over the bowl with like a long dress or something on.
To get the steam going up. Mate, if I had known about it that night, I feel like I would have been boiling the kettle.
Yeah, I wish there's some. Yep, yes.
Yeah. So the
thing.
The apps weren't really a success for me there.
Look, the apps, I struggled with the apps because nobody really says who they are on there. And like you were saying, when you met that person in real life, there was no connection there.
No connection.
You can't feel that off a fucking picture.
Nah, you really can't. And for me, I've realised as well, I'm probably dampening some prospects there, but I really realised I probably need to have a bit more feeling if I was to go into that sort of relationship.
Yeah.
I can't see myself being a casual sort of, sesh girl, you know? It's not really, not vibe.
It's hard, like the casual sex thing, I kind of tried it a couple of times. I was like, I just don't like myself after.
I didn't have any issues with my self-worth or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I just thought, I didn't get anything out of that.
Yeah.
It was just off-putting.
And I can't get to my destination, if you know what I mean, there's no connection there.
My God, you need to have all the stars aligning, my friend. All the stars, all the earth, everyone, like the birds singing at a certain pitch to get me there.
In the room,
oh
right.
God, she's a fussy girl.
It's okay, and that is okay. That is,
my God.
But we might as well know that on the get-go. Look, I don't think that that's fussy. It's just you know what your body wants and what your body doesn't want.
Oh, she's temperamental. I don't even know myself.
It's okay. It's all part of the journey.
I'm really glad I've been invited on this podcast, babe. I'm not oversharing at all.
This is information that will help the people.
Oh, yeah,
it's
exactly
gonna help
right.
the people.
Yeah, anyone going through a heartbreak, don't get under a tugboat captain. People with niche jobs don't know what they're doing. If your job is that niche,
yes,
like
you're gonna give me a heart attack.
You need to be the captain of your domain. Like you are not packing, you know, like you are. You have made that your domain, you know, like niches.
Right.
That's my theory.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I got nowhere to go with that, but that's fair. That's real fair. So that's a piece of information that I'm sure will be valued, and when everybody sees a tugboat captain, they will stay the fuck away.
You see them and you walk the other way, sir. No good.
No good. No good. So you know how you said that you were on the apps and you were enjoying like the swiping and not necessarily having to converse. So how do you feel about the fact that Bumble only women can initiate the conversations first?
I mean, it has its pros and cons.
Let's hear them.
Well, the pros is that you get to play the game of judging people by a photo swiping, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's true. I never looked at it like that. Yeah.
But then the cons are if you like a guy and you kind of don't know how to start the conversation, then, you know, you just leave it because they can't get in contact with you. They might have great banter, but you're just like, I've got to initiate it, maybe not, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
I just liked the fun of, just looking through photos and swiping.
Because it's nice that we're not just the pieces of meat anymore.
Yeah.
That levels the pieces of meat playing field.
Well, speak for yourself, hon.
So what would your criteria be on a first date?
Oh my God, Carla, I don't know. I just like, to be honest, I hate the idea of dating. Like, the idea of dating is so daunting. It puts all this pressure on, like, I would rather, and obviously everyone would rather, meet someone organically and find a friendship there.
Yes.
For me, a friendship is the basis of anything. If you can get along with someone in a platonic friendship way, that's what's going to bring you back together in the end, isn't it? Like, you could be attracted to someone, sure. You can bang someone, that's fine. But, like, if you want to have a long-standing, if you want to have a long-standing relationship, it's always going to come back to friendship.
Yes, because when you're old and wrinkly and your boobs are dragging on the ground and their bowls are, collecting dust.
Yep. That's amazing. What a visual.
What a visual. You need to be able to sit there and fucking have a conversation.
Yeah. Have a laugh.
Yeah. Like, stimulate my brain, because nothing else will be stimulated if you can't do that.
Nothing.
Like nothing.
Not at 82. You barely feel your lower half.
Yeah. Oh, well, I hope in my 80s that things are still working.
Well, I'm sure they will be. They say that they get real keen then.
Oh, really? I wonder why that is.
Don't know.
Too
bored.
much time? I'm just picturing what my life will be like as an 80-year-old.
Yeah? Well, hopefully, it's getting really grim now. I'm like, hopefully we make it.
Hopefully we get there. I just want to be one of these old women that's just real inappropriate.
Yeah, for sure. I've got no doubts. My mum if she's anything to go by, I'm going to be a menace.
Oh, wicked.
She is a shocker.
Wicked, that's so good. So, okay, we've covered the dating thing. Do you think there is so much pressure on dating because we're so indoctrinated by the American style of dating and what we see Disney, rom-coms, reality TV, all that, the bullshit?
Yeah, I think so. There's a bit of that in there. But also, I think for me, dating is so scary, especially with, we mentioned the apps before. Like, everyone puts their photos up. Now, I'm not editing my photos to a way that doesn't look like me.
Yes, yeah.
But
I
I
used
am
to do the same, yeah.
so paranoid about meeting someone and them not meeting their expectations physically. And I think being a tool and, like, I'm a curvy lady.
A sassy woman, yes.
I think it's really daunting, the fact that you can go and, that judgment that can be brought on you.
Yeah. But I think everyone feels that.
Yeah,
I think everyone feels that because you're stunning. Like, you are fucking gorgeous, Lauren. I'm not saying that because you're sitting in front of me, but you are. I think something that helped me when I was on and off those apps years ago, I read something, I think it was Zoe Foster Blake, Hamish's wife, in one of her books. Go there with the mindset of, you know what your strengths are, you know what you have to offer, and go there with that attitude rather than, are they going to accept what they see in me? Yeah, it's a hard thing to flip.
But the way that you think about it, like, you might not even like them,
Yeah, that's right.
It's stupid. It's a very stupid mindset to have, to go in being worried about what they're going to think about you,
But I think we all have that insecurity when, meeting new people and I really like what you said before about friendship being a basis. I think that's really important. And I refuse to believe, I know I hear a lot when talking about dating and stuff like that, a lot of people say, well, the only way to meet people is online. I don't think so.
I think there's still a space for people, like, through friends or community or whatever. You never know. Yeah,
and we're both in the creative sphere and we meet lots of people all the time.
Lots of gay men all the time.
Yes. Yes, and yes. Yes. I hope you're enjoying this episode of The Catchalorette and Friends. Make sure you follow the podcast at The Catchalorette Pod on Instagram. And if you think your love journey is worth sharing with me on the podcast, send me an email, thecatchalorettepod@gmail.com, or slide into my Instagram DMs. Oh, and don't forget to give the podcast a review and tell all your motherfucking people to listen to the show. Now let's get back to this episode. Let's talk about vulnerability, because I have no issue being vulnerable on stage because I've rehearsed that. I know what's going to happen. My director and I have engineered it in a way where it's predictable, the outcome that's going to come from the audience, from that scene or whatever. In life, oh my fucking God, I can I can't. Everyone has to see me as this strong pillar of strength, and nothing can get into the brick wall that I've got in front of me. I've only had that wall up and that protection because of past life experiences that teach you to go, oh, if I let people in, then shit's gonna go bad. So you get used to getting into the default of, okay, well, I actually have to protect myself, so keeping everyone at arm's length.
Yeah, I think one-on-one I can be very vulnerable, like very open, and I can tell you whatever. But I do think I definitely do have a wall up, particularly in a romantic sense. And I think that's possibly why I've always been friend zoned as well. Maybe people don't see me in that light because I don't let them see me in that light. But yeah, I think there's something to say when you do have a safe place and how you can be open. And I think that's really beautiful when you can do that. But yeah, I think there's certain people you learn throughout your 20s and, life, I guess, when... Even with friendships, you learn there's certain people you can be vulnerable with, and there's certain people that you don't go to them for certain problems, and you really have to pick and choose.
And that's true. Yeah. I find that really disappointing. Like when you find in the friendship groups, you start to work out this person can only deal with surface stuff. I then find that relationship, either that friendship doesn't usually last very long, or it's only a sometimes friendship.
100%. Yeah. I have that. I found that with my friendship groups over the last few years. And yeah, I know the people that I go to for a good laugh or a nice chat about general stuff, but there's certainly, I've got probably maybe 3, maybe 4 friends that are really close to me that I can be completely honest and open with.
Oh, that's nice.
It's so nice. Yeah, I'm very lucky in that sense, I think.
And having those friendships are great support network, especially if they're friendships that aren't judgy, because there's a lot of friendships that can be judgy McJudgy pants.
100%. No, I've got my best friend Pugs. Her name's Lauren as well, so we've got our little nicknames. I'm Davo, she's Pugs. You'll see our names on the wall at Roxy's if you ever go there, because we're wild. But yeah, she's someone that I can be completely vulnerable with. Like I can call her in tears, and I can put everything on the table, and she's someone that really gives me a safe place that's going to help collect that up for me and build myself back up from there. It's really nice.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So then what would you be looking for in a relationship? I know you said friendship's really important.
It really is. I want someone that, I know my value, but I want someone that can also see that. I don't want to feel like I'm chasing after someone ever again in my life like that. That was just hell on earth.
Yeah.
Like I said, friendship is huge. Someone that I can laugh with, someone that I can be really silly with, because when I'm in a relationship, I'm super silly. Like just by myself, I'm always doing silly things, putting on a voice, or one day I'll be British for 24 hours, like whatever, just like someone that's someone that is empathetic and can really, just can understand or can hold space for me in that way.
Do you think having someone that understands or is maybe also in a creative job such as yourself would be of benefit?
Maybe. I don't really know. For me, it's all very... I feel like I'm almost a blank page, like as far as dating goes, and I haven't really put a lot of thought into what I haven't put a lot of thought into what my next steps are. I'm just sort of...
You're still healing, I reckon.
I'm still working out, myself and trying to figure out, what I like and what I want before I even look at doing dating again.
Yeah, that's smart.
But I do have, we could still chat by all means.
Yeah, have a chat. Yeah. So... that's a really good point that you made. Taking that time for yourself. But that doesn't mean you can't have fun, but that's fun that you're comfortable with.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I've just sort of decided. I put an awful bet on this morning, actually.
Oh no, what?
I said to Johnny on, like in between songs.
Oh no.
I said, hey, if I haven't been laid in 12 months from now, I will bang producer XYZ.
Oh, right.
And not because I want to, because we all want to know.
Because we all want to know
what's going on there with this person.
Gotcha.
I regretted it the second I said it, and I hate that I've resaid it today now.
Do you want me to cut it out?
Yeah, hey, cut that out.
I can cut that out.
I don't really care.
Okay. We didn't say their name.
Nah, exactly right.
Johnny's the only one that'd know.
Yeah. And whoever else is in the studio.
Oh, shit. Zane would have heard it then too.
Yeah, Zane's all over it,
Yeah. So how did Zane feel about it? What was his response?
Oh, everyone was like, no, you can't do that. Johnny was egging me on. He was keen. He's like, oh, yeah, do it. Because he knows it's a terrible choice. Whereas Zane's like, no, we're not having that.
Right, okay, right. That's the professional coming out, yes. Yeah.
No, that is just someone looking out for me.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
See, I don't even know who you're talking about. So
yeah, I'll show you after.
Okay, great. Can't wait. So do you have a type?
Tall.
That's it.
Yeah.
He could be a fuckhead, but he's got to be tall.
Tall, and they like me? No. I don't, like I said, I think I'm pretty open. Like, I think personality is huge for me.
I thought you were going to say a person. I was like, oh, that's good.
Insightful, hey. No, a type. I've always gone for very shy guys or a bit introverted. I can feel like I can bring them out of their shell. I'd say like that is a not necessarily what I want for my future, but it's certainly a pattern that I've had in the past. I'll get crushes on guys that are like, a bit broken.
Need some help.
Yeah, need to come out of their shell. Yeah. And I'm the one to do that.
Yeah. It's so funny that you say that. A lot of episodes that I've done, a lot of women say they have definitely had a period of their life where they wanted to fix or save or help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
think that's a nurturing thing.
Yes. For sure.
Yeah.
I'd say that if anything, it'd just be. Yeah, look, I don't know. I'm really, Carla. Like honestly, I'm really interested to see what on earth comes next. Yeah. Like because I couldn't tell you. Like I think because I'm not necessarily out there looking at the moment or anything, but I just. It's going to be a watch this space sort of thing.
Great. So you might have to come on again.
Oh, I will. Yeah. When I'm in the thick of it,
right in the thick of it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I felt off when you said the thick of it?
Oh.
Bush of pubes. That's what I thought. As soon as you said in the thick of it.
In the thick of a bush of pubes.
That's where my mind went straight.
If I'm in the thick of a bush of pubes, come get me.
Okay.
God.
Just said help. I'm in the thick of it. Help me.
Nah, but when I'm, out there being crazy, hot girl summer vibes, like I'll let you know.
Let me know. That's exactly where my mind just went.
How cute.
I don't know. Is it though?
No. No.
Like each to their own on what they want to do with their pubes,
sure.
but I never want to be in the thick of it.
No one wants to be in the thick of it. Like you'd want to be maybe in the shallows of it, like, but not like maybe.
I don't want to be braiding anything.
My God, I feel like I've ruined your podcast, babe.
My fault with the pubes thing.
No,
that wasn't you.
I've come in scatterbrain. I'm broken. I'm broken. I'm not interested in dating. So let's talk dating.
Let's talk it. Yeah. So look, being single, when you're in a long-term relationship with a man that told you that you were going to get married, have kids, all the things he knew I wanted.
Yep.
And then decided to do a Houdini and
love that.
Yeah, was looking for other places because we were living together.
Yep.
In my nonna's house, looking for other places to live without telling me about it, and then one day leaving a message open, I read it and I was like, what's going on? And the response was, I'm leaving.
Oh.
I was like, oh.
Great.
Okay. And then you do the whole, I wasn't proud of myself. I did the whole begging of please don't stay.
Yeah.
Please don't leave. I love you, blah, blah, blah. I wish I didn't do that. But, you know, when you're in such a long-term relationship, obviously you're emotionally attached. And even though it wasn't a good relationship, that's a whole nother thing. But I needed to stay single after that because I felt like in that relationship I gave absolutely everything of myself. I didn't have healthy boundaries on when to stop giving. I lost myself a bit there. I was never not focused on what I wanted to do career-wise. That's never been an issue because that's been drummed into me from when I was a little kid to stay focused on that kind of stuff. But personality-wise, and just, you know, when you give so much and then you get to the point where you start resenting everything because you're not learning how to say no. You're not saying no. So the expectation is you will just fucking do everything.
100%. And then it's not appreciated because it's just expected.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So I think I needed that time to stop and reflect and forgive myself a little bit for staying in something so long that I knew from the start probably wasn't the right fit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, with my ex, I feel like, I mean, in the end, he told me that he felt that he deserved better. And he basically, I realised, you know, for me, I just accepted that when he told me that, whereas like at the time. But I've thought about that a lot since, and obviously it's not been great for the old self-worth. But, but I spent 10 years. I realised no wonder he felt he deserved better because I spent 10 years inflating his tyres and telling him he was amazing and supporting, and he spent 10 years deflating mine. Yeah. So, you know, you can imagine that those two things, when you get to the you know, the end of that, it's like... you probably do deserve better in a sense because I now don't have anything more to give. Yeah. You know, it's not
you
nice.
Run out. You run out, don't you?
You do. I will say though, my breakup, it's not all doom and gloom because it's been horrible. It's been awful.
Yeah.
But like ever since we've broken up, I was made redundant in that same week.
Oh, fungal, that's not great.
Yeah, really good timing in my life. So I was made redundant, lost my job.
Shit. What were you doing, Lauren?
I was just working at News Corp and doing fresh volunteering.
Ah, gotcha.
So it was nothing, it wasn't a huge, like it wasn't a blow like I've been working for this career.
Yeah.
It was just a job. Mm-hmm. But I lost my job and then I was doing fresh and I kept going there more and more and more. Mm-hmm. And then by December, I got my first breakfast job role in Port Augusta. And then moving from there, within 3 months, I was back here, Capital City Breakfast Show.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
You know, like what... You deserve better, but I'm actually a breakfast show host.
Yeah, motherfucker.
What
are you going to do about that? What are you going to do about that? Yeah.
And also I've got a mic, so...
Yeah. Dickhead. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, it's a shame. That is great, but I never wanted my relationship to end in the way it did. Mm. I always kept trying to keep things quite nice.
Yes.
And I think it was because, to be honest, I wanted to keep that door a little bit open.
Yeah.
But little did I know he was already in a new house, a new door.
Yeah, right.
He had been seeing someone behind my back for a while, yeah, and it was really painful.
Oh, Lauren, I'm sorry. That's awful.
Yeah. So, look, I mean, for me, I'm excited for dating and I'm excited for that to come, but not like at the moment. I just need to pump the brakes, as Dom Dollar would say. I've been at Fresh for far too long. Already. All the dance beats.
Pump those brakes.
Yeah.
Okay, in 10 years' time, where would you like to be?
In 10 years' time, where I'll be 40. I would like to have done a stint on breakfast radio in Melbourne.
Yes.
I would like to have my own place.
Yes.
And I'd like to have my team person, my partner, my bestie living with me. And I'd probably like to have a little baby by then. Yeah. If I'm lucky enough.
That's a whole nother topic, the whole baby thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you want to talk? Look,
yeah, you can talk babies. Cool. Yeah, they're everywhere.
They're everywhere. Oh, fuck yeah.
Get your mitts out because you can catch one. They're flying left, right and centre, babe. Like, my God.
Yeah, you got a new baby niece.
Yes. Yeah.
How's she going?
She's good.
She's pretty cute.
Yeah, she is very cute. Yeah.
She's very sweet.
Yeah, so she's very cute. All my friends pretty much started really having babies. Procreating. And, next gen is on the rise.
Population. So how do you feel about your journey when it comes to kids? Do you have like I'd like to have a kid by this age? Nah. No,
I've never been like that. I think it's when it's right, like when it's time, it's time.
How do you think you know when it'll be time? I used to think like that too, but then I'm like, I'm nearly 35 and when the fuck is the time happening, you know?
Yeah, I think I've always told myself that if I get to say 35 or whatever and I'm still sort of figuring it all out, you know, I think I would look at maybe freezing my eggs, but I don't think I would have a kid by myself. I don't want a kid by myself or anything like that. I want a team. I want a family if I'm going to do it.
Yes.
I never really have thought about times, but I must say, and I hate this cliche, I turned 30 and like everyone starts asking about it, number one.
Yes.
But two, you start thinking about it. I've never thought about my fertility. I'll be like, yeah, like that's fine. I'll have a kid one day.
Yeah.
But it is weird to think that you get to 30 and I know I want that family thing. I know I'm not ready at all. I am a shit show, my friend. Like I am the hot mess express choo-choo. Davo's coming through. You know, not good. Not ready.
And that's fair. That's fine. I studied fertility in one of my degrees.
Oh, my God. That'd be so interesting.
It was interesting, but I wish I didn't.
Is it terrified you?
Yes.
Yeah, that would be what I can imagine.
Yes, and I think at some point it actually was a hindrance for me because the focus was so much on I know what the statistics are. I know where I'm at, and I'm nearly at the point of where the door is closing.
Yeah.
And the whole freezing the eggs thing is a whole nother conversation.
Huge.
Like that's a minefield within itself. Mm-hmm. Just the amount of money it costs to do that is outrageous.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's outrageous. And then from what I've heard down the grapevine of people actually who have gone and looked into it, it can be a difficult thing to actually do if you are a healthy female at a certain age, unless you've got the big bucks to put up.
Yeah, okay.
To do it. Like apparently there is a Medicare thing that you can go through and do it, but that's if you've got fertility issues.
Yeah, okay, wow.
Yeah, there's so much complicated shit in there that it's just a minefield. And I try really hard to, like during those 7 years, I was like, oh my God, what is happening? Mm-hmm. What's happening?
Yeah.
I always thought being from Italian, Croatian and French, like I'm only second generation Australian.
You've got the Croatian and Italian fire, darling. Jeez.
I'd always thought, because all my cousins, all my, friends and stuff around me had all started having kids before 30.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then here's me, this creative fairy, just flittering around doing my thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, it can really sometimes, it was definitely through that 7 year single period, there were definitely times where I had to stop and go, you need to forget about the fact that you want to have a baby because this is just a date. you need to see if this person is even compatible.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to have a baby with someone that's just gone fuck off.
Yeah, nah.
I don't want to do that. I
No.
know things happen in life. I understand that. I'm very well aware of that. But I hope that the person that I do have a baby with, both of us have the intention of that team, like you were talking about before.
Yeah, working on it together.
Yeah.
You don't just leave when something gets hard. You work at it.
Yeah, that's it. And I think that's something that our generation maybe has been a bit branded with the whole, if it gets too hard, I'm just going to fucking...
Yeah,
leave.
100%. My dear friend, she is she's younger. She's about 27, I think. Yep. And she's got that mindset of every date she has, she's thinking like, you know, is he the one? Is he going to have kids with me? It's hard. That's a lot of pressure to put on. I can't imagine the anxiety that brings as well. Yeah, not good. You don't want that. But also, what do you think you're going to do? You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to.
No, I'm totally fine with it. I've decided that if by 40, so that's 5 years' time.
Yep.
If by 40 I haven't had kids, I'm not going to have them.
Yeah, okay.
Because medically I just know that that's going to be a shit show.
Yeah, okay. You say that, but my sister that just had that baby, she's 39.
Yeah, but she's still not 40.
No, but she's knocking on it. She's literally
knocking her out there. Yeah.
My mum had me at 39 as well.
Yeah, really? Okay.
And I mean, to be fair, it's a different relationship growing up.
Yes.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
But like, we're close now.
Yeah. There's a whole lot of things. A few more ducks to put in
a row. Yeah.
A row.
God, it's so shit being a woman in that sense.
Isn't it?
Surely the next generation or the next generation, these sorts of things will be accessible for girls. So they don't have to feel this pressure to, you know...
choose one or the other.
Yeah. Or even just shack yourself up before you're 30 and have kids because you're worried about, you know, your fertility or that you're not going to be able to find another person that you're going to want to do that with. It's just...
It's tough, isn't it?
It's ridiculous.
And I definitely had something that's also probably affected the fact that I haven't been married and I don't have any children is my mum did a lot of projecting when I was an adult, as in she thought that her biggest failures was getting married and having children.
Oh, my gosh. That's
so putting
sad.
that, and look... My dad's a fucking legend and my brother and I were excellent kids. So to hear that and to hear my mum always being like, in my 20s when I was in that longest relationship, don't you have kids yet? Don't get married yet because your life will be over when you do that.
Wow, that's a really, really warm, gorgeous way to talk to your children.
Yeah, isn't it? Isn't it? So there was that layer of having to... work through that and seeing examples of so many other creatives being able to have a family and that there's no reason why love and children would be a failure. Like, I think that's a fucking triumph.
Yeah.
Really.
It's a shame to have that attitude about it, to have those regrets or those thoughts in your life that you think... You know, what if, you know, I never want to think
like
that.
herself. She just didn't like herself.
See?
But then...
it all comes down to loving yourself first.
It does, doesn't it? And then I had the complication of her mother telling me I wasn't worth anything because I wasn't married and because I didn't have children. Oh. So I had two different layers. And then... because neither one of them are in my life anymore, I'm able to make decisions.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah. I'm able to make decisions on my own terms now, which has been really freeing and helped me work out exactly what I want.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's what you need. You can't have all this cloudedness around you.
And expectations of what box you should fit in.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's nutso.
Oh, life is bloody tough. Honestly, I mean, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. It really is. Like, there's so many good things, but shit, it's just layers and relationships and issues.
Subconscious stuff you got to fucking work through.
God.
Yeah.
Not even mention the mental health.
Yeah, we haven't even got to that. Haven't even gone there yet. So before I love and leave you, Lauren, this has been excellent.
Oh, my God. I'm so nervous to listen to this back. Like, honestly.
It's been great. It's been real good. Do you have any parting words of wisdom or a quote that you like about love or a suggestion of a new guest to come on the podcast?
Have you?
Anything.
Have you interviewed Lolly Dolly Till?
Yes.
I thought you might have.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a friend of mine. I went to high school with her.
Oh, teacher.
Yes.
Fancy.
Actually, do you know who you should talk to?
Who?
Jamie. She's from Fresh, and she she started a new bit of a cabaret thing at the moment, and she was studying sexology.
Yes, please.
Definitely get her on.
Okay, Jamie, I'm coming for you.
But I would say, just as I've mentioned throughout this, just loving yourself. Like, the biggest romance in your life is between you and you. You know?
Yes.
I don't think I've ever met a man that can make me come better than myself.
Well done.
You know?
You just haven't met the right man. That's what I'm going to say about that one.
I've ended this podcast by using the word come, and I'm so upset with myself for it.
That's okay. We can say it together if it makes you feel better.
Go on. 3, 2, 1. Come. Thank you.
The Catchalorette with friends near and far, from heartache to catfish and sex toys. The Catchalorette and friends. See you next time if you dare.
Bank of the West is offering the 1% for the Planet checking account. It gives back 1% of the account's net revenue to the planet at no cost to you. There's no monthly service charge with any deposit per statement, and there's no minimum balance required. The 1% for the Planet checking account, only from Bank of the West. Learn more at bankofthewest.com/1%. Additional conditions apply. Member FDIC.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.